Hello my friends, this is Jeannie. Welcome to my channel. For those who are returning visitors, welcome back and thank you. This is the second part of a process video. I am sharing with you the process that I use to make flipbooks. In the first video, I shared with you how I make a very sturdy base for a flipbook and how I use paper hinges to attach the different flip elements together in a way that they won't fall apart. Today, I'm going to focus on scene building. So if you want to learn more about how I make or made the base of this particular book, or how I made the paper hinges of this particular book, then I would encourage you to check out that first video and I will link it down below. In today's video, as I said, we're going to focus on building a scene. Now, realistically speaking, I'm not going to be able to basically build a scene for every single page in this book in this one particular video. I already told you guys I'm a super slow crafter. So they will definitely be a part 3. Okay, but what you'll see me do today, you can apply in making your scenes or building your scenes throughout the entire book. I just want to share with you, kind of the thoughts that I put into it, the process that I use, and the kind of the planning that I put into these books. They truly are a labor of love for me. So let me remind you what the flip book looks like so far. So we have a page that flips out this way. We have, if I can get it up, a page that flips out that way, one that flips up, and one that flips down. And we also have our center panel here. Now, as odd as this may sound, the first thing I do with my flip book is actually, let me close this up, is decorate the last page of the flip book that you'll probably see, which is the back of the flip book. And as you can see, I started to decorate it already. Then I caught myself, and remembered, oh, I better put this on camera because I promised everyone I would share the entire process. So I stopped, and I'm gonna catch you up on what I did so far. So the reason I decorate the back of the flip book first is traditionally when I make my flip books, the back page is probably the simplest and least embellished page of them all, because that's the page that's going to lay flat. And I don't want a wonky wobbly flip book, so I tend to keep the back page super simple, super flat, not too much dimension and not too much embellishment. And I still want it to be cute, so what I usually do is whatever paper pad I'm using, especially if it's a 6x6 paper pad, you know that the 6x6 paper pads all come with these awesome like single page panels. Like for example, in the Easter Express one I'm using, here is the 6x6 one page beautiful panel, right, that can definitely be used for the back of the flip book. And in fact, that's what I'm going to use. So I find, a page, a simple page, something like this, and I adhere it to the back of the flip book, and I'm good to go. Okay. In this case, like I said, I wanted to use that, here, I wanted to use this panel. Okay. And when I put it up against the original paper hinge, which if you remember was this beautiful gingham border, rainbow gingham, I found that it was kind of getting lost. I wanted to do something to kind of pop this just a little bit so that it wouldn't be completely lost against the border that I had previously created. So what I did was I found some super cute washi. We all have tons of washi, right? I found this really pretty, I couldn't even tell you who it's by. It's just some loose washi that I had, or that I have. It's like a seafoam green color. And what I decided to do was to trim the edges of the flip book, the back page, with this washi, and I'll do this last one now, and create a contrasting border. So I wouldn't have a border that was exactly the same as the paper that I'm putting on top of it. Now, here's a tip with washi. We all know that all washis are not created equal. Some have zero tact, some have too much tact, and some are somewhere in the middle where it sticks initially, but you know, after turning the page a couple of times, it starts to not stick and you have a hot mess. What I suggest you do, and what I do whenever I'm using washi in the flip book, is I take and I put a little bit of glue on my finger because I don't want a hot mess. And wherever I'm adhering the washi, I just put a thin layer of glue, just because this is going to ensure that my washi stays exactly where I put it. It doesn't start to peel up. It doesn't become a hot mess. I won't get annoyed. Everybody's happy. Yay. So that's usually what I do when I remember. I'll admit that sometimes I forget to do that, but I try to get into the habit of always having like that extra adhesive just so that doesn't go anywhere. Now, I want to use this panel. It's a 6x6 panel. My back page is 6x6. I do want to see some of that beautiful green tape, that seafoam green tape. So what I did, I used a trimmer and I trimmed off 1/8 of an inch on each side of this panel, cutting it down. And then I went in with some Distress ink. You all know I love my Distress ink. I went in with my Distress ink, and in this case I use picked raspberry. I distress the edges of my page so that it just pops a little bit. Now what I'll do is, you know what, I'll use a combination. I always use a combination of adhesives. I'll adhere this to the back, and then easy peasy, the back page is done. I'm also going to add a little bit of the liquid adhesive, just because I don't want this page to move. Okay, and then we're going to try to center this here in the back. That's pretty good. And there's the back page. Right? Super quick, super cute. And by adding that trim, that washi trim, I created a contrast to this beautiful rainbow gingham border. And I just think it pops a little more. It would be a totally different look if we had gingham on gingham. It would get totally lost. It'd be too busy. So I think that's an awesome look right there. So that's the back. And another purpose, another reason why I decorate the back is because it reminds me too of how I want the book to face in terms of orientation. I wanted, in this case, I wanted the green panel in the front and I wanted the yellow panel in the back. So I didn't forget that during my entire process. Now this will remind me, you know, because obviously my book is always going to face up this way, where the panel green in the front, the panel yellow in the back. So today I want to focus on this panel right here, this kind of flip element. And quite honestly, if I can get this done in this video, I'll be very happy, and I'll just do a third video showing the rest of the process. Now, when I'm planning a flip book, I like to create scenes. I like to have it so that all of the pages kind of work together to tell a little story, a fun little story, or just this flow. I don't like random pockets. I don't like random flips. I want it all to flow. So for me, I need a sky and I need a ground, especially a ground element, because my images need to be grounded. I don't like just random images floating in the sky. To me, that looks a little bit odd. That's just my preference, okay? I like to ground the images. So what do I mean by that? Here I have this is watercolor paper, okay? Blue, my sky, okay? Then I find a green. And in this case, I'm using this embossed pattern paper that I found at Tuesday Morning a long time ago. I used my Lawn Fawn Stitch Hillside, and I cut out quite a few of the hillside borders. I have a whole stack of them to the side. Okay, just like I have a whole stack of these blue panels, you know, keeping in mind that I'm going to be using them throughout my book. So here's my sky. Here's my ground, right? So whatever images I have, like for example, I'm going to use this super cute little Lawn Fawn. Oh, what is the name of the die set? Here it is. It is called Happy Hatchling. Okay, so using that die cut, I cut out these cute little chicks. I want my chicks grounded, so I'm going to put them on a ground. I don't want my chicks floating in the sky. I want them grounded. So that's my thinking. Okay, now we also have this flip element here. And I want to do something fun with this element. I don't just want to decorate this page and then decorate this page and their standalone pages. I want something interactive and something fun. So what I was thinking was I'm going to cover this top panel here with this really pretty, I love this watercolor paper. It looks so much like the sky with the blue. And I'm going to leave a little bit of that awesome gingham rainbow border at the top. Okay, so I figured I would adhere this like this, and I'm not going to adhere it now. This is like a dry run. And I thought I would add the hillside here. Then I wanted to do something that Happy Hatchling set also lets you create eggs that look like they've hatched. So I wanted, and I don't know if this is going to work, this is an experiment, guys, to do something where maybe, let me move this up, maybe I have a row of eggs here. I'll create a little house scene in the background with a fence and add some clouds, and maybe in the bottom have a row of these eggs, right, where I would adhere part of the egg on the top panel and the other half of the egg on the bottom panel. So when you lift this panel, it looks like the egg hatched, right? And underneath you'll see, here's the little hatchling, Okay, so I hope everybody is following along with me. My mind, I'm telling you, most people can't survive a day in my mind. It is wicked in there. But something like this, okay, where when this flips up, you see the little hatchling. So let me just get to it and do it, because I find that's the best way. Let's get to it and do it. All right, so here is my sky. I trimmed down my sky to be the same size of the panel that folds down, and whatever size panel you have, you trim your paper down to that size. And I left a little bit of that border right up there. So let's go ahead and adhere this. Oh my gosh, guys, I have been thinking about this flip book all week. It has been a crazy day. crazy day, for that crazy week at work. But whenever I had a moment just to kind of sit in the office and collect my thoughts, I was thinking about this flip book and what I'm going to do with it and what kind of scene I want to build. And I'm super excited to finally get to sit down today and work on it a little bit. I'm definitely not going to finish it today. There's no way I'm going to finish this today. I'm super slow. And I like to take my time. To me, that's part of the process, kind of enjoying everything that's going on. So here's the paper. I don't know if I mentioned, I inked the edge of this paper in Distress ink. And in this case, I used Awesome Faded Jeans, one of my favorite Distress inks. Y'all know I love Distress inks. Okay, and then this is that stitched hillside. And I distressed the edges of this hillside border with forest moss. Okay, now when I adhere this hillside border, I'm not gonna put tape and completely adhere this against the panel. I'm only gonna put tape on the edges. Okay, and by doing that, on putting tape just on these 3 edges right here, you create a pocket, right? And you can tuck goodies in there. So, and that's the whole point for me. I want to create little pockets here and there where I can tuck all the goodies that I'm sending, so that I don't have to adhere anything in terms of goodies to the panels and ruin the scenes. And that way, when the person takes all of the goodies out, they still have an awesome scene book that they can enjoy. So there we go. There is that top panel. Cool, right? Okay, now let's use, I have these awesome, also, you know, what I encourage you to do too, and at least what I do when I make my flip books, I look through my stash and I pull out stickers and anything that I think I might need, and just surround myself with that stuff. And sometimes those things are a source of inspiration. I have these Doodlebug icon stickers, and these are from the Bunnyville collection, which was released last year. Okay, and I love this. I remember using one of these sheets last year to make I think it was a pocket letter. So this year I'm going to use the last sheet I have to make a flip book. And I really love this pink house. So like I said, I'm going to create a little house scene. So I think what I'm going to do is put the house here. Yeah, that looks really cute. Put the house here. Super cute. I'm going to try to leave this area here blank, or avoid embellishing that area too much, and maybe put in a sentiment later on. Sentiments for me are the last thing that I put in. Now, I also want a fence. I don't know why, but I wanted to do a white picket fence for this flip book. So I went through my dies and I found I had a picket fence die by Darice, and I think I got it at Tuesday morning, God knows how long ago. But this is the fence that I cut using some heavy weight cardstock, and I thought that I could add it here in front of the house. How cute is that? So yeah, I think that'll work. So let's go ahead and stick that on. Let's stick that on there. I have my little glue pen. Wow, I'm moving, like, to me right now, this is like lightning speed. I'm trying to get as much as I can in these videos. I don't want this to be, you know, like a 3-month series making one flip book. But it's definitely going to be more than that first video and this video. There will have to be at least one more. If you want to see my finished flip book, you definitely don't need to watch that last one, because whatever you learn today in terms of scene building, you can definitely apply to that. So I'm just going to hold this down little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit. Now I have to be careful that this fence doesn't liquid glue does take a little longer to adhere, but it will adhere. And that's why I use liquid glue. It gives me a little bit of give, and I need a little bit of give so that I can adjust and strain things out. Okay, so I'm just pressing. And this white fence is not going to stay white. Again, I'm going to go in later and definitely embellish it up some. Maybe add some Wink of Stella, some Nouveau Crystal drops. Okay, so that's a good start. Okay, so that page is looking pretty solid and super cute. Now, I think what I need to do, because this is a flip element that kind of interacts with this page, what I'm going to do is use another grassy border die cut and put it on. I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to put it on this panel underneath it, right? So that when it's closed like that, it just looks, it flows, right? You have the grass flowing into the grass. So that's the way to do it. Okay. Now, something, especially when you're trying to kind of do an interacting book, to think about is how these pages not only interact with the one before it, but with after. I have to think, how is this going to work in this whole scene here? Okay. And I think the only way this is going to work is if I trim this panel right here and get rid of it. I need to trim this, and I'll show you what I mean. So if I adhere this here, I'm going to take a pencil and kind of just trace the top side of the hillside, and I'm going to trim this part off. I'm going to trim that part off. I'm going to trim it off. I'm going to trim it off. So excuse me while I move out of frame for a second. I have horrible eyes. I have, oh my gosh, talk about eyes. You want to know a shock to the system? I recently graduated to progressives. OMG. Wow. I'm telling you, makes a world of difference. I can certainly see a lot better since I got them, but I was not expecting to walk out of the eyeglass place with progressives. So I'm back, and let me show you what I did. You see, I trimmed that off right where I traced before. I trimmed it off. So now we can adhere this onto here, and we'll have this panel working here like this. Okay, yep, I think that works. So let me adhere that. In this case, I'm going to use my ATG. Love my ATG. And this time I am going to put tape on all sides of this because I don't want to create a pocket. I don't want to create a pocket there. Okay, so let's I'm gonna have to stand up for this so that I can see there, can see better. There we go. And what I like to do, you see how you can still see a little bit of that back, this color, you can see it a tiny bit peeking right above that hillside. And this is just me being picky. I go back in with my distress ink and I hit that with the same matching color, so hopefully it's not obvious that there's, there we go, much better. I like that. That's just me being picky. You don't have to do that, obviously. Like I said, slow and picky crafter, or slow and particular crafter. That's me. So that's what we have so far. How cute is that? Super cute. Okay, now these eggs. I cut these eggs out of some color splash paper. They are so cute. I am loving this. Let me see, where is that paper pad? Can I show it to you? Yeah, here it is. Look at this paper pad. It is called Color Burst Splash. It is a 6x6 collection. These are all of the different styles that you get. So I went in with that hatchling, that Lawn Fawn Happy Hatchling set, and cut out these eggs on that paper, and they look super, super cute. So I think what I want is for these eggs, and this is going to look so odd right now, but once I put it together, you'll see where I'm going. You'll see where I'm going. I think I'm going to spread the eggs a little bit more. Maybe something like that. Okay, and here are the little chickies. And the chickies, super cute chickies, they will be dressed, the bottom half of them, I didn't attach their legs because I was hoping this will work out. The bottom half of them will get the bottom half of the cracked egg. So let's see if this works. I kind of have a, you know, you envision things and you hope that it'll turn out the way you envision it. He is hoping. So I'm just going to grab a random little chick. Let me put some of this glue on here. I'm going to grab random little chick. Right here, this is the bottom of the chickie. And we're going to do this 3 times. Here's one. Oh boy, guys. I hope you're enjoying these videos. This is a new thing for me. I worry that these videos are too long. I worry that what I'm doing is not clear, that I'm not expressing myself. I worry that nobody cares and doesn't give a rat's hiney how I do these things, and all they want to see is the end products. So I'm just torturing everyone by doing these videos. So I don't know. I'm going to keep doing them. I'm hoping people will watch them. If not, that's okay. And if you do, that's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So that's just me worrying a lot. I do that. Unnecessarily worrying about things, right? So, all right, let's commit. Let's commit. We're going to put, are we happy with the colors? Do we want a blue next to, I think that looks a little bit better. That looks a little bit better. Okay, so let's commit. You want that. You want the cracked edge of the egg sticking out at the bottom, right? So let's commit. Gonna add some tape. some liquid glue. Let's get the liquid glue. Not too much liquid glue. And I'm sorry I'm off frame here, but I need to have these things close to me. Practically blind. Don't forget, I'm practically blind. Way too much glue on this one. Okay, so let's commit. We'll put 1 egg there. Some more adhesive here. 1 egg here. Yeah, I think these center panels is as far as I'm getting today. And this one here. And then, like I said, I can always go back in and embellish the book. And then this, we kind of want to adhere it so that I think that's a good spot for that chickie right there. So this little chickie, let me put some glue. And this is another good spot for liquid adhesive because you really want to have the ability to move a little bit. Alright, so let's do it this way. Let's line it up like that. And then kind of press it down. Oops, move too much. Ooh, that's good. Yay. I think that looks good right there. Now we need to do that 2 more times. I think that's the scary part for me. Once you commit with the glue, woo, that's scary because once that glue goes down, that glue's not coming back up. Gonna add some liquid to this one. I don't know. Does it freak you out when you get to that point where you have to commit and glue things? I get freaked out a little bit because up to this point, if it happens in the beginning of the process and you're not happy, you just start over. But at this point, I got some time invested here. Let's see. Super, super cute. You see where I'm going with this, guys? Do you see it? How cute. Look. So far, so good. This is starting to look exactly how I envisioned it in my mind. And that's always the fun part. Okay. Let's see. Yes. So cute. So right now, it's Friday night. The husband's in bed. The kid is in bed. The cats are running amok in the other room. I hear them. They always run amok at night. And this is where that liquid glue, that liquid adhesive is key because it's allowing me to move this last egg. The last egg is being fussy. There we go. The cats are asleep. I'm sorry. The cats are not asleep. The cats are running amok. The dogs are asleep. And there we go. Yay! So, let's see how that looks so far. Super. Look at that. So, I'll put some kind of sentiment here. I haven't decided what the sentiment is yet. And then look. How awesome is that? Super cute. This is better than what I envisioned. How awesome is that? Love that. So I think what we will do is this back panel, I need my sky. Here's my sky. I'm going to adhere this here. And then I think that'll be a good, that's a good place to stop for now. Thank you so much for all of the kind comments and all the words of encouragement that everyone has been sending me and leaving, you know, encouraging me to continue making these videos. It does mean the world to me. Like I said, I worry that I'm boring everyone and nobody wants to see this kind of stuff, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it. And it's nice when you get feedback, and it's positive feedback, and it's people saying that they do appreciate what you're doing. So hopefully you will continue in this process with me. I know it's slow going, but this is the hardest part. Okay, creating these scenes for me is the hardest part, because you know I want flow and it takes time. So I don't know that I will in the next video. I think what I'll do is I'll have most of the sky laid out in all of these panels, so that we don't have to spend 3 or 4 videos doing the panels. Maybe the last video will be, which will hopefully be the next video, embellishing all of your scenes. So, and how cute is that? Look at how, my goodness, I didn't even plan that, but look how this worked out. So if you close it that way, boom, you have your eggs hatching, your little chicks hatching. But even if you close it this way, it's still a pretty cool scene. I love that. Lucky me how that happened. Lucky, lucky, lucky. So, yay. I'm super happy how that turned out. I think I will stop the video here, but continue laying down the basics on all of these pages. But you get the general idea. When building and scene, I think it's important that you have a sky, or you know, you have a sky element, you have a ground element to ground your images, and you kind of build some interest in the background. For me, that's always like a little house or little bunnies, maybe a little tree, depending on the theme of your book. So that's my thought process. And in this case, I like interactive flip books, so I have this little interactive element. And yeah, hopefully it'll continue going well. I think it's going well so far. So thank you so much, my friends, for visiting, and I hope you will visit me again. Until next time, bye bye.